All right, so I'm currently on the phone with Terry Childers. He's another musician that reached out to me about the interview series. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the chance to introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm Terry Childers. I played music for the last 35 or so years. I'm 46 now, so I think I've been playing music since I was about 12, and I'm glad to talk to you about it. Anything?
Sure, absolutely. So let's kind of, start where it all began. Give me some information about, how you first came in contact with music and, decided that you wanted it to be in your life.
I didn't really have much of an option. When I was growing up, my mom and dad were both musicians, both guitar players, and my mom was a singer-songwriter and got into the church and became a fixture amongst the all the churches that she ever went to. Performed every Sunday, and some of my earliest formative memories of her are of her making all the neighborhood kids cry because she had a sweet voice and would sing sad songs. That kind of thing stuck with me.
Okay, so when you kind of saw her performing and being a part of learning music and then learning instrumentation as well, was that kind of the motivating thing that kind of pulled you into it? You wanted to participate it like that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I was an only child, so I think that any opportunity to get attention was was a good opportunity for me, and I had a knack for singing, so I got to try out for like musical theater and stuff when I was a kid. And did lots of stuff like that.
Okay, so trying out for musical theater, was that kind of outside of school or was that part of your regular curriculum?
Both. I mean, I would any school play I would be first in line for. Uh, we would little kid plays. I remember doing a Christmas play in first grade and singing a song and having a couple lines, and uh, all through grade school and junior high, I did as many plays and stuff as I could get my hands on. Joined the school choir, that sort of thing.
And then eventually, when you got out of school, how did you continue to pursue music to keep it in your life?
Oh, well, as soon as I graduated, I hit the road. I started picking up guitar about 16, 17. And by the time I was out of high school, had absolutely no desire to go to college or do anything like that. And I wanted to write songs and be a traveling vagabond, Woody Guthrie type singer songwriter. And that led me to a lot of places. I moved around a lot, pitching and riding buses and just moving places. Took me from West Virginia to Louisville, Kentucky, to Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area, Pennsylvania, Houston, Texas. Just all over. By the time I was 21, I'd probably lived in 6 states just by traveling around after high school.
And then all that time, were you kind of focused on writing your own material, doing the singer songwriting thing, or were you also like looking for band members to play with?
Would fit in with little bands here and there, but I wasn't I wasn't socialized enough to manage a band or anything at that point. The best I could hope for was that people were way better than me and could play with what I was doing. Uh, and to this day, I refuse to be the best person in any band I'm in. Like if I'm the best musician in a band, it's going to be a terrible band.
Well, so would you consider yourself to be like the front man of your project, or again going back to like the singer songwriter thing, do you kind of see yourself as a solo act?
Oh, whenever I do have a band, I am usually the front man. I don't mind taking the back seat if necessary, because I picked up a lot of instruments on the way. Uh, but yeah, most of the bands that I'm in, I do front because I write the songs and sing them, for better or for worse. Whether I'm a bass player in a power trio or a guitarist in a four piece. That's kind of my shtick. Other than that, when I record at home, I do everything myself with DAWs, with computer stuff and drum machines and synthesizers. But it turns out I have a pretty good knack for arrangement and stuff, which comes from the whole songwriting thing. Like
Mhm.
I know what things should sound like and where they should go.
Tell me about moving around so much. You said that you lived in a bunch of different states in your early years. What was it like in that environment, and then also trying to participate in like the local music scenes while you were also kind of having the inclination that you're probably going to be moving along?
Well, it was two sides of the coin. Some places are really easy and very welcoming to get into, and a lot of places are really happy to see a new face and hear a new sound, you know. But on the other side of that, those same places can be really suspicious and and be glad that you're something new, but not want to let you into their inclusive uh, little habitat. You know, some scenes are easier to get into than others, I guess.
And was that kind of a consistent issue that you found in all of the different like music scenes that you tried to participate in?
Yeah, very much. Whether it's oh, you're the new guy, let's hear what you got, or oh, you're the new guy, uh, you don't have enough punk cred or whatever. You know, we're not gonna support your shows. We don't. You know, it can be difficult.
All right. So, where did that kind of all take you? What kind of stuff are you working on now?
Well, I eventually, after years of just throwing my songs out, I kind of landed in this comfortable spot for myself where I make stuff that's in between industrial and power pop, stuff with like heavy drum machiney, synthy influences, and poppy kind of hooks, you know.
Okay, and you mentioned that you're doing all of that solo in your own space.
Yeah, well, currently I am. I recently, in the last year, I moved again uh, to the Wilmington, North Carolina area, and it has this very, very busy cover band and solo cover act kind of thing where everybody's trying to play for bars, and it's like you know, $200 to play for 3 hours while people eat, and that's really not my thing. uh, but I have gotten a couple opportunities to play for music crowds and ticketed shows and stuff, and that's been really nice here.
And so, what do you kind of hope for yourself in the future? Where do you want to see your career grow to?
Want to be happy. I'd love it if my music could pay for everything that I want to do, and I understand that that's a big dream, but I would specifically where I'm at now. I'd love to have a little combo together to play the stuff that I'm writing and recording myself. And barring that, I'd even love to be like a bassist and backup singer for somebody who's doing something else excellent. You know.
Would you say that that's kind of your primary instrument if you weren't being a front person? Would be playing bass?
Bass and guitar, like rhythm guitar. I'm probably I have a really hard time playing solos. I'm not a noodler, but I have a good sense of rhythm and structure and melody. You know, so I don't have a problem with doing any of the rhythm guitar stuff. And bass just came really naturally to me too. I found it at I had a band called the Love Crimes a while back, and our bassist had to jet out at the last minute due to a family emergency. But he left his gear, and I picked up the bass and sang, and discovered that I could do that. You know, which is a revelation, which was a revelation to me at the time, and I thought that it was going to be very confusing, and it wasn't. It just kind of came very naturally. And the next two bands that I had after that, I ended up playing bass and singing because it was so novel for me, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So, on that note, what are some of your other favorite memories that you have of participating in music that have kept you going?
Oh man, pretty pretty solid band called Ova a while back. It was a six piece, very dark psychedelic stuff. with a synth player and two guitarists, and me playing bass, and a guy that was uh, running my vocal effects like off stage. Um, and we played a lot of hippie festivals. And there's one in particular where we were really excited to do it. It was a Halloween show, I think, at the top of this mountain, and a full moon was coming up behind us at about 11:30 when we started. And at midnight, the moon was right above us. Like I saw a video of it. It was really beautiful to look at and see and hear. Like that sort of thing drives me crazy. Like I love light shows. I love projecting video and stuff when we play. But when you get something that's beautiful and natural like that, it's it's awe inspiring, you know.
Yeah, that's very cool. All right. So what are some of your social media links where people can find you and check out the stuff that you're doing?
I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all that stuff under my own name, Terry Childers, and my let's say quote unquote band is called Trashbot. Uh, all one word. You can find that anywhere. My YouTube is at Terry Childers. IG is at Terry Childers 77, that sort of thing. But you can find me. I'm around.
Awesome, excellent. So I always like to give the person I'm interviewing the opportunity to put out their last word. So a message you want to throw out there that you vibe with.
Geez, do good stuff and make good art. That's all that matters. Do good stuff and make good art.